5'9" with the real red eyes, and we dying inside. Oh, bodies in fluoride.
What is good, y'all? This is JV here, and today I got an album review for you guys. And today we're doing a review of the new Flatbush Zombies album, 3001, A Laced Odyssey. Really excited about this one. Been long anticipated for, their fan base and me alike. Been waiting for this for a while. My listening of them probably started back in, I think, 2012 or something like that, when they collabed with ASAP Mob on the song Bath Salts. I followed ASAP Mob at the time, but then I Zombie Juice and Michi Darko were both on that track. So I was like, yo, these guys are so good, man. So I started following them from that point on. I remember they did that Indigo Clockwork EP, which I believe was them and Underachievers. I know they're part of the Beast Coast movement along with Pro Era and Underachievers. They've had two mixtapes, I believe, and which I've dabbled in. I haven't really gone into depth into either of those. So finally we're here with their full-length studio debut, and I gotta say, man, they did not let down. It's an absolutely fantastic album, and I'm really excited to get into it. So to start, basically the format of my album reviews is I go track by track, and I'll let you guys know my overall thoughts about the track, and then at the end I give my overall thoughts on the full album. So to start, we have the Odyssey. That's the first track on this one. Really powerful intro, man. There's some crazy string swells underneath and some piano moments on there, and they're just really going at it. They kind of introduce the album just swinging full strength, giving you these bars, man, some dope flow variations on there. Eric the Architect, who I believe did production on this full album, did an absolutely fantastic job on this album. I feel like they really stepped their game up for this album, and I gotta say, as someone who really enjoyed their previous material, I feel like this is kind of them perfecting their sound, you know what I mean? I thought they did a fantastic job. So the Odyssey came in real powerful, moves into Bounce, the next track. Thought there was some dope flow moments. To me, that's what this particular song kind of highlights is their ability to really flow and variate that and introduce some melodic moments on that. So Bounce is definitely one of my favorite moments on that. Because I feel like the Odyssey demonstrated their lyrical ability. The Bounce introduced their more flow abilities, and then it goes into a third track, R.I.P. CD, which I thought was a really fire song, and introduced their ability to really go into depth on the narrative. So the cool thing about this track is that it kind of goes into a bit of commentary into the fact that they've moved away from old technology, RP to CD. Now we're in the digital age of MP3s, and they mentioned some stuff about the benefits of it, the fact that there's some clarity of sound. But I feel like there was kind of a overarching bigger theme kind of going on in this particular track about the trend to move towards better technology, and the kind of we're moving forward and we're really perfecting everything as a species. So I thought there was some really dope overarching commentary on that one. Really dope song, definitely a very Flatbush Zombies song, you know what I mean? Then that brings us to a Spike Lee joint. Really dope track. We had Anthony Flamia. Sorry, I'm looking at the track listing here. We had Anthony Flamia on the feature there. Man, really warm, soulful production, man. Wasn't sure exactly what to expect from this. When I saw the title, a Spike Lee joint, I immediately, my mind went to NBA 2K, because on the, I believe it was 2K16? I don't know, I don't really play NBA games like that, but it said underneath the title, a Spike Lee joint, so I was like, is this gonna have some kind of NBA correlation or something like that? But man, to me, this song is, the best moment of it is definitely the production, man. Eric the Architect did an amazing job on this really warm production. And that brings me to one of the most interesting moments of the album, pretty much smack dab in the middle of the project, Fly Away. And I gotta say that this is one of the most bass heavy songs I've heard in I don't know how long. This is some bass boosted off YouTube type shit. It's incredible, the bass frequency that they have on this track. And with that level of bass, then they come in really gritty and basically almost singing on some more melodic portions there, and then that melody kind of transfers right into their verse, even when they're approaching the song in a more rap direction. Beautiful track though, absolute beautiful track. Yeah, man. And then the next track kind of follow-ups with that theme and keeps that energy of Ascension, another beautiful track, and really, really unorthodox kind of approach to this particular track. They go more, again, for like this guttural melody again. But some of the lyrics in this are really interesting, kind of like transcending, humanity and trying to be better than God. Some really, really interesting stuff. These guys, and especially the Underachievers too, really always dabbled in that kind of like pineal gland, third eye, transcending, spirituality and then entering new realms and kind of opening your brain and stuff like that. And I feel like Ascension is definitely one of those kind of moments, really kind of, again, transcendence is that reoccurring theme throughout this album, but it kind of really climaxes on this particular track. Then we have the Smoke Break interlude. Really like this, man. One of my favorite moments on the album, even though it's just an interlude, man. It's smooth, it's soulful, and it's quick, man. It's really just them, doing some some weed bars, about, smoking and chilling and stuff like that. And I thought it was a really, really dope moment. So Smoke Break, love that track. Then you have Trade-Off, track 8. Thought this was an interesting track. Immediately as I started listening to it, I drew parallels between this track and Wiz Khalifa's Work Hard, Play Hard. Not only because of the direct connection between that word, work hard, play hard, it's in both tracks, but also some of the narrative about, just really grinding to achieve what you want. And a lot of this time is just grinding to get that weed, man. That's what I was getting. But really, really dope track, man. I enjoy tracks that not only demonstrate their rap ability, but demonstrates their ability to cleanly and concisely convey like a thought, you know what I mean? That brings me to Good Grief with Diamante. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Oh my god. This is a really interesting track, and it's because it varies so much from the beginning to the end of the track. The second half of the track is like a completely different track. Good Grief, man, I enjoyed it. Nothing particularly too mind-blowing on the first half of this. Pretty much, continues the overall themes of the album. But then on the second half, it switches up, and it gets some R&B, neo-soul type shit. Diamante delivers some beautiful vocals. And I had to I was getting Sade vibes. I was getting some light Janae vibes from it. Loved it, man. She did a fantastic job on that verse. And then you got New Phone Who Dis. Really funny track. I found myself actually, laughing a couple times at some bars delivered on this one. Some real dirty, raunchy lines on this one. Dope track, more humorous track if I had to say. And then track 11, This Is It, my favorite track on the album for sure. It does probably help the fact that they released a music video before the project dropped, that I got to really familiarize myself with this track before I heard it in the album's context. But even in the context of the album, it made me love it even more. This is such a dope track, you know what I mean? Their flow is pretty, it stays the same from the beginning to the end of the track, and it's just so impactful, man. It's almost half like a turn-up record. There's some melodies there, but there's like a eeriness, that Flatbush Zombies eeriness that is in all their tracks, man, you know what I mean? And, just trading off between the three, all the artists, and they were just delivering bars, man. For this one, there's just some dope metaphors, some dope, flips on some different words, man. I thought there was some dope lyrical moments there. So This Is It is my favorite track by far from a production standpoint and a bar standpoint. And then lastly, we have your favorite rap song, which for me just immediately ends off the album on a perfect note. They got some throwback, you get some old school New York vibes from this, but for some reason, for the way they were playing off the verse, I was getting Far Side vibes, which was interesting. That's just what I was getting. But I also heard a little Souls of Mischief in there, so that East Coast vibe is still there. But from their vocal deliveries, I was getting some Far Side in there too. So some boom bap West Coast kind of sounding shit there too for a split moment there. Especially during Zombie Juice's verse. Your favorite rap song though, fantastic, dope song. Loved those really raw drums on there, and again, it's an old school sounding thing. And then basically a vast majority of the song, it's like a 12-minute or 13-minute song. A vast majority of the song is basically listener testimonials. It's like people who are fans of Flatbush Zombies. Love this moment. I love when artists end off projects like J. Cole ended off, them just talking, or something other than music is always a dope way to end off an album. Only problem is I think it went a little bit too long. It ended up being a 13-minute song, and I believe a vast majority of the song is that. and after a while that did get old. But I did sit there and listen to it. But after my first listen, the other listens I didn't listen to the entire thing. I was like, absolutely not. But I like the fact that they included some people just being like, fuck you, Flatbush Zombies. I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, overall, going through the project as a whole, man, fantastic project, an amazing debut project that was not let down. You know, all these years of them grinding out, putting out mixtapes and EPs and singles here and there, collabing with Pro Era, ASAP Mob, Underachievers. You know, they really, you know, stand at the front, you know, the front lines of this Beast Coast movement, really pushing New York rap along, doing a fantastic job. You know what I mean? Their ability to really channel so many themes and put it together in a concise, clean, and digestible manner is, you know, unrivaled in my opinion. The fact that they can delve into dope flows, lyrics, they have dope production, they dabble into more conscious material, they can get into some straight weed rap. There's, you know, more spiritual kind of stuff that they talk about, especially, you know, with their you know, referencing hallucinogenics and stuff like that. I think there's some really, really dope stuff going on. And man, I really, really love this album. Curious as to what y'all thought, so in the comment section below, let me know what you thought about this album. What do you think about Flatbush Zombies? How do you think this measures up to their previous releases? And were you let down by this album? Let me know. Till next time, this is JV. I love you guys. Bye.